up, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. I appreciate everybody for taking time out of their busy schedule here on a Thursday afternoon to kick it with the kids and be some real ones. We got some interesting stuff to talk about on today's video. Mark Berman, former New York Knicks insider, has reported kind of that the Knicks have been checking in on Zion Williamson. We'll break down those reports as well. And Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports, formerly of Bleacher Report, is reporting that he is hearing that there is more to Julius Randle leaving CAA than we initially think, and that he is hearing from people across the NBA that a trade could be coming with Julius Randle. So we're going to break that down on today's video. But first, let's get the comment section going as we always do. Let's hit a real one. Roll call. I already see a couple of real ones in the chat. My man Nope is a real one. Knicks Galaxy is a real one. And, of course, Adam Schmidt, the man, the myth, the legend, is a real one.
The man, the myth, the legend. And Nope, I will say, every stream, no matter it's Giants, Knicks, whatever it is, he's in there and he's active early. Every chat, doesn't matter. Shout out to Nope.
Mr. Nope is always in the building, and I can appreciate that. We got Black Ghost Rider in the building. Let's go. Fabian Williams. Nope says, I ain't missing this. Nope, that is why you are the definition of a real one. I also just challenged some people back home in a group message. You were saying, Marsh, how come you never come home to Houston anymore? It's like, well, I work on Sundays.
Yep.
Do you want me to leave for Houston on Friday morning and come back Saturday night, drive 10 hours to be there 36 hours? That sounds pretty effing stupid.
Yeah.
But you know what's not stupid? Is Isaac Petey coming in with a $20 super chat.
Go.
Everybody type Isaac in the chat.
Whoa. Petey's saying in the chat I shouldn't be listening to you right now.
Seeps don't listen to this. It's a fact.
I don't know.
If anyone else knows, it's Seeps that knows.
But, I mean, Petey,
why can't you can't make a week? Yeah, go ahead.
Why can't Marsh leave today after work
and then come back I thought you
Saturday
had my back.
night? No, it is tough. It is tough.
I told Petey if he's sending a $20 super chat, I'm going to do a beer shotgun for my guy. So shout out to Isaac Petey.
Let's go.
He doesn't know ball, but he's a real one. That's for sure. Shout out to him. Let's frickin' go. Of course, I was thinking about coming home this weekend, but Petey's in Pensacola. So you know what? Plan canceled. Let's go.
Shout out to Petey. Show Petey some love in the chat. What a way to start off today's show. What a way to start off. Hey, Petey, you're a Bulls guy. We're going to be going live on the Bulls channel later today.
Is he subscribed to the Bulls Report?
I don't know. You better be in the chat tonight, Petey. We're going to be live on the Bulls channel.
Is Petey subscribed to Chicago Bulls Report?
I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
And that's kind of messed up.
It's a lot messed up.
He says, I'm not. I will sub right in meow.
Right, meow.
Come on, Petey. Be better than that.
Shout out to Petey.
He wants to come up to the crib once we get the crib.
Hell yeah.
So he keeps on asking me for a date, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Probably after football season. Probably in the playoffs because the Giants probably won't make it. And I don't think the Vikes are making it either.
We can watch playoff football together.
We can watch playoff football at the crib.
We're not going to need to watch or work it, so.
Def coming to the crib. Shout out to Petey. Skull Petey in the chat from my man Adam Schmidt. We appreciate you guys. I always like to ask this question because this number doesn't come from me, doesn't come from Patrick Seaman. It comes from Las Vegas. And Las Vegas thinks that the Knicks are going to win 43 games is pretty much what they're saying.
Yep.
So I want to ask you this question. 43.5 wins for the New York Knicks. Type O for over, type U for under. Packing up the beach right now. Save some for us, dude. Jesus, this guy just slays all day long.
He's making us feel good. We're at work right now. He's at the beach.
We call him Wet Willie because that's what he stays. Wet. Shout out to Petey. Type those O's, type those U's. Let me know what you think.
Let's go.
Let's frickin' go. Seems I don't see a way, unless injuries, that the Knicks win less than 43 games.
I'm shocked that Vegas put the line at this. Maybe they just think the Eastern Conference is going to be a lot better. Maybe, and the Knicks haven't really gotten too much better. Maybe that's their thought process, but I don't know, man.
I mean, they won 47 games last year, and Jalen Brunson didn't play the final 5, and neither did Julius Randle. Brunson also missed like 15 games. Maybe, they think injury and fall back to the mean. Is that the term? Fall back to the mean. Love that. Love that.
I think we're good.
I need you to have a good one, brother. Shout out to Sam Brown. He built the graphics for today's show. Only one error. That's pretty good for him.
It's a record for Sam. Only
it's a record for Sam Brown. We literally weren't going to check the graphics. We're like, Sam's good.
Yeah.
Good thing we did. I'm glad you did. Thank you very much. Maya's World says over. And also, what's up, Marshall Green? And also Patrick Seatman. Real one all day, every day, all day long. Shout out to Maya's World. We appreciate it. Nope says the Giants almost have the same exact season. They must be feeling Giants fever. Yeah, brutal stuff for the Giants right now. What up, Fabian? What up, Jet Life 4 Life? ALRM. Love that. Let's frickin' go. We do have a mailbag that, we owe a mailbag for you guys.
Do. Fabian.
So we're doing 2 mailbags today.
Yes, and Fabian, you better ask 30 questions during these mailbags.
Fabian, you called us out. God, happy that I'm armed. You called us out, Fabian. Said we owed you a mailbag. And we do. We do owe you guys a mailbag. Last week, the show got off the rails. Always down to do that. Is this live? All righty. So get your questions in. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Before we get any further, though, into today's video, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. It's daily fantasy made easy. If you like playing daily fantasy sports and you're not hooked up with Prize Picks, you're losing. So change it. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS, and they're going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. So if you deposit $100 with the promo code and the link, you're going to have $200 in your account to play with. It's literally the best way to play daily fantasy, and you actually win real money, and you can cash out easy. The withdrawals are there whenever you need it. All you do is you just pick more or less on the projected stat total from Prize Picks. They already have some season-long totals for some NBA players out there. You can even play the preseason, and you can also play in the NFL, the NBA, any sport out there. Prize Picks has you covered. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. That link will be in the description in the comments, clickable in the description down below. Seeps, you know what? He doesn't ever, he shows up.
Yeah,
it's a guy that always shows up.
It's every day.
Adam
It's every day.
With a $50 super chat.
Let's go, Adam.
Skull Adam in the chat.
Come on.
Skull Adam in the
Skull
chat.
Everywhere.
Skull everywhere. Shout out to Adam. Look, hey, every $50 super chat today, I'll do a beer shotgun. How about that? Every 50 today, I'll do one. Seeps maybe won't drink. He's got to do a little bull show or something like that coming up in a little bit.
Saving my drinking for then.
Yeah, save your drinking for then. He's already a lightweight. You should see him when we go out. He leaves blacked out every time and Irish goodbyes as well. Not a joke. Skull Adams in the chat.
Let's go.
Shout out to Nope, Knicks Galaxy, Maya's World. Adam, thank you, Brody.
No, thank
Seriously.
you so much, Adam.
Shout out to you, my man. You are a legend. You are a GOAT, and you are right now. I think if you talk about most valuable super chatters at Chat Sports since the NFL season started, Adam's at the top.
You know what I like about Adam, too? He's a fan of us.
Yeah.
Like, he's a Martian Seeps guy, which we appreciate, because, Adam, you make us look a little good, man. I'm not going to lie.
You make it look good to the bosses, Adam.
Oh, you do, Adam.
Adam, shout out to you. Every $50 today, I'm doing a beer shotgun, because I don't work tomorrow, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, shout out to Adam Schmidt. We really do appreciate it. We're going to be going hard in the paint tonight on the Bulls channel. Probably going to be live in about 2 hours or so make sure you tune in then. But seriously, thank you so much. Goes a super, super long way here, and make Marsh and I look pretty freaking good. So shout out to you.
2 shotguns down in 10 minutes. I'm juiced up. The kid's juiced up. Let's go.
Hey, get those questions in there, though. We need a lot. We got 2 mailbags coming up on today's show. Not 1, but 2 mailbags, so get them all in there. Any question you guys have around this Knicks team, could be preseason related, regular
season.
There's some
stuff I want to talk about. Jericho Sims, is he going to play power forward this year?
We
saw a lot of that in the preseason game against the Boston Celtics. Disclaimer, we will not be live on the channel this Saturday night. We have a team outing at Chat Sports, so I was begging for the bosses to get into the studio on Saturday night for that preseason game, but we've already got some plans, so we won't be there, but we will be live back on the channel Monday. I think the Knicks play the
Sunday
Celtics
night.
again Monday.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
They play Saturday, then Monday, I think.
Play Celtics again?
Yeah. So don't quote me on that.
Wow.
You will not be live this Saturday. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. And I'm right there with my man Rodell. He says 96 people watching and only 23 likes.
That's weird.
That's embarrassing. I think, you know what? Should we just shut it down?
Yeah, all
Do
right.
people not want to be live today?
We'll catch y'all later.
All right. We'll see y'all.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like the video.
Stop being weird, man.
Like the freaking video. You guys, it's the same people watching all the time.
guys
You know
say
what
you
the hell
like-
to do.
We
Hit
know
the thumbs
who's
up
watching
icon.
right now who hasn't liked either.
Literally, I get a report
Pull
every
the
week of the
numbers.
viewers that watch and don't hit that thumbs up icon. And I'm gonna stop giving them shout outs.
One of these days we're gonna do that bit we just did, except we're gonna sign off actually. Like we're
push
gonna
across the black screen. Oh man, hit that thumbs up icon. If we get to 69 likes in the next minute, I'm taking a shot at tequila.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right,
Shot at
let's
the
dive
Browns
into
world.
today's video.
Let's go.
Are the New York Knicks trying to trade Julius Randle for Zion Williamson? I'm going to break that down on today's video. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. There was a report that came out that said the Knicks have checked in on Zion Williamson and his availability with the New Orleans Pelicans dating back to this summer. And I'll say this, the Zion Williamson Knicks trade rumors are not going to die. They will never die until he one day puts on a jersey for the New York Knicks. Why? He's repped by CAA. The Knicks are CAA Mafia. He wanted to be a Knick back in the draft process. He was upset when the New Orleans Pelicans won the NBA draft lottery. His buddy, his best friend, his dookie, his guy, RJ Barrett, he's on this basketball team. He wants to play for the Knicks. I know that. He wants to be here. And as long as he's not, the Knicks will continue to check in. The Knicks will continue to be linked to Zion, and we will continue to talk about Zion Williamson trade rumors on this channel. This is what Mark Berman said via the Knicks Recap, which is an awesome YouTube page. You guys should check it out as well. My guy does great work over there. He was able to have Mark Berman on his show, and Mark said this: New Orleans is still not sold on Zion Williamson. Obviously, there's a risk there. All eyes on him this season. I was told the Knicks checked in over the offseason about Zion. That could be a possibility. Mark Berman was once a long-time beat reporter for the New York Knicks. And if he's going to say it, I'm going to believe it. The Knicks would love a Zion Williamson trade. They really, really would. There's a reason they continue to check in. There's a reason that they wanted to be a Knick. But I think it's fair to say this. There is a lot of risk involved with Zion. Let's be honest. He hasn't been all that available so far through his NBA career. And the question is he all the way bought in? You had the Mariah Mills stuff. You get questions about his weight, which I think affects his durability and availability. I mean, the guy missed a lot of games. He missed 48 his rookie year. In 2021 and 2020, he only missed 11 games, and that was his best season in the NBA, and he was considered an all-NBA type of player. Missed the entire 2021 season and missed 53 games. In 2022, he's already missed 194 games in his 4-year career. But when he plays like he did in 2020 and 2021 season and played 61 games, he was literally one of the best power forwards in the NBA. 27 points per game, 7 rebounds, almost 4 assists, and 61% from the field. Those are unbelievable numbers, to be quite frank with you. He is one of the most effective players in this league when healthy. He has a ceiling higher than just about anybody in this league when healthy. I'm going to continue to say when healthy because that is a huge caveat when you're talking about Zion Williamson. I'm going to be honest with you. I would risk it all for Zion. If the New Orleans Pelicans called me up right now after we just called them in the summer, according to Mark Berman, and said, all right, let's get a deal done, I would do whatever it takes. The Knicks need an elite talent. They need somebody that is a better basketball player than just about everybody in the world. And when Zion is healthy, he is that guy. There's a reason he went number 1. There's a reason that when he plays, everybody's eyeballs are always watching. He is an elite talent. He is box office, to quote Stephen A. Smith, and he is a special, special player when healthy. Thing is, he hasn't been all that healthy throughout his NBA career. So I want to ask this question, and we're going to talk about Julius Randle because I've got a theory about something coming up. Should the Knicks trade for Zion? A lot of risk involved, no doubt about it. I know the risk. I know you guys know the risk as well. So what do you think? Would you do it? Should they trade for the former number 1 overall pick? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Coming up in a second, I'm going to connect some dots because you got this Zion Williamson dot over here, and you got Julius Randle leaving CAA. And I think that those are right in unison, and I think they are connected. I'm going to break that down in a second. But first, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor of today's show, Prize Picks. If you enjoy playing fantasy sports, and you want to play daily fantasy and win actual money and be able to have a lot of fun and withdraw your money easy, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks is going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS and promo code CLNS. All you're doing is picking more or less on the projected stat total that Prize Picks has set. Right now, they have Jalen Brunson at the year for 24.4 points per game. Julius Randle at 24.3 and RJ Barrett at 19.7. All you do is select more or less. You're not competing against 1,000 other computers and people and bots and sharks and sharps. You're just playing against Prize Picks and the number that they have set. You could pick a lineup from 2 to 6 players. The more players you have, the higher the payout is going to be. So get started today. I enjoy it. I love playing it, and I know you guys are well. Win real money and enjoy watching the games. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Remember, promo code CLNS. All right, so let's connect some dots here. According to Mark Berman, the New York Knicks checked in on Zion Williamson. So you got that point. And then you had Julius Randle leave CAA just a couple of weeks ago. Berman said the Knicks checked in on Williamson back in the summer. I'm going to believe that happened first. And then Randle left CAA. CAA used to rep Julius Randle. He also used to rep, or they still rep, Zion Williamson. Do you think that CAA just didn't tell Julius Randle that the Knicks checked in on Zion Williamson? Because let's be honest, if the Knicks trade for Zion, Julius is going to be in that package because you can't run a lineup with Zion and Julius. So did maybe something that spiked Julius's curiosity of leaving CAA come from the fact that the New York Knicks had the idea of trading for Zion Williamson? I don't know, but Jake Fisher said this on the Knicks YouTube channel called Knicks, the Streets Are Buzzing. You should check them out. This is where that quote came from. Jake Fisher said, I am starting to wonder, particularly after Julius Randle changed agencies from CAA to WME. That's something that some people around the league have suggested to me is a potential trade situation to look out for. So Jake Fisher is pretty much telling you right there that there's a reason that Julius Randle left CAA. Is it because the Knicks maybe wanted to trade him for Zion Williamson? I don't know. Is it the fact that this agent that he's currently with is leaving CAA? Or did that agent leave CAA maybe because they tried to trade his client, Julius Randle? I don't know. But you know what I was thinking? Can the Knicks even trade Julius Randle for Zion Williamson? So I opened up the ESPN NBA trade machine, and I was like, look, I know it's probably not going to be just Julius and Zion straight up. Probably have to be some other things. But then I just tried it. Zion for Julius. And it worked with the money right now. So I'm like, okay, this is starting to make some sense. But would the Knicks do this trade? Let's break it down. One, Julius Randle is a better basketball player right now than Zion Williamson. Even if Zion is healthy, I still think Julius Randle is better. He has better ball handling. He could shoot better. He could do more on the offensive end. Next point. Julius Randle is way more durable than Zion Williamson. Zion, we showed you. He's missed almost already 200 games or something along those lines. The number early in the show, I kind of forgot him. But Julius played in 77 games last year, missed the last 5 with an ankle sprain, and then it affected him into the playoffs. But the question is, can you win a ring with Julius Randle? If the answer is yes, you're not trading for Zion. But I believe the answer is no, and I believe that Leon Rose and Worldwide Wes and Tom Thibodeau believe that as well. Why? Because why else would you check in on the availability of Zion Williamson? You can't play Zion and Randle together. You would have a 6'8 power forward and a 6'7 center. Tom Thibodeau's not doing that. You know he wants a rim protector on the court at all times. So who are the Knicks trading for Zion? It's clearly Julius Randle. I'm not going to fall asleep on this rumor anytime soon. I'm going to keep my eyes glued to it, and I think that this may come up sooner rather than later. I want to ask you this question. If you could have one of these two players be the starting power forward for the New York Knicks this season, who would you rather it be? Is it Zion? Is it Julius? Type the initial of the player you want to see playing on the Knicks this year. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in. If you haven't yet, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're going to continue to put out Knicks videos every single day for free. And remember, we do live watch parties for Knicks games all year long. So sub for Knicks Dubs. Hit that sub button, and let's go Knicks. It's an interesting situation.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, kind of like you said, no risk it, no biscuit. Like,
scared money don't make money.
It's just like, is he the dude you want to? That's
true.
Like, is he? I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have a lot of faith, if that makes sense.
It is
like,
a home run or a strikeout.
Yeah. Because if he ends up working out, I mean, him with Brunson and.
Him and Brunson would be
awesome together. Like, but even that, would that be enough to get you past Giannis and the Bucks? Would that be enough to get you past the Celtics? Like.
But that also draws out your window to win, too.
True, because
if he's healthy.
Young, yes.
We all know it's if he's healthy. But also, if Mark Berman is right and they checked in on him, that tells you what the Knicks think of Julius Randle.
I want to see Zion's game in the playoffs because I don't know if his game would translate that well at all. It's a lot more. You see the guys who like.
He's a free throw line and down guy,
and that's tough to score. We've seen Giannis, and he's like that. He's 10 times better than Zion, but like we've seen him struggle.
I almost think if you have Zion Williamson, you need a center that can stretch the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with you.
Miles Turner and Zion at the 4 and 5 would be fine.
That's an ideal combo.
That would be perfect. It's an interesting topic for me. It really, really is. Would you trade right now? They call you up. Straight up, Julius for Zion.
Yeah, 100%.
You're saying yes?
Yeah. 100%.
I think I am too. I am doing it. I 100% am.
Yeah, even if it's 2 firsts in Randle, I'm saying yes easy.
What about Randle and Quickly?
Yeah,
I am too.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Dude,
I'm doing it.
Like, just because of what could it be? Like, it could be a championship.
Nope says Mitchell Robinson, Harton Dimes, Turner, Williamson. You ain't gonna have 4 centers, or well, 3 and then Williamson. Like if you trade for Zion and then you can get a center that can stretch the floor, I just think that would be a team that would be really tough to stop. But obviously, it always bodes on injuries and things like that with him. So
if he's healthy, man, I
mean, dude, I'm extremely high on him. But
the only thing is the playoffs. Doesn't have a lot of skill to his game, and I feel like that's like you've seen guys in the playoffs, the more skilled players who don't rely on their athleticism too much. Like they are the ones that kind of like take that next step.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't know. I mean,
there's also not a lot of guys though that are like 6'7" and 285 pounds that can bully their way. Like, what power forward in the East is standing in the way of Zion Williamson?
Not many. I mean, there's not many guys.
You'd have to put Giannis on him.
Yeah. Or put a big like Brook Lopez and just say, you stand out there and give him the same Giannis treatment.
Yeah, that's what I think would actually happen if Zion went to the playoffs. I think he'd be guarded by centers.
Definitely.
But even if you do keep Mitchell Robinson, which I wouldn't want as my starting center, dude, your relentless pursuit of the basketball off the bounce of the rim would be insane.
Yes.
Because Zion is someone that can attack the glass. Just sheer strength and athleticism alone. And it's like, for me, the Knicks are going to make a trade. Like, it's going to happen. They're going to put multiple players and picks together to trade for a player. And I almost would rather them swing for the fences than accept a ground rule double, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see them try to go, because I don't know if Zion Williamson could be a number one player on a championship team, but can him and Brunson be 1A, 1B? I think there's a chance, especially if your third player is really freaking good.
Yeah.
You need 3 really good players to win a championship. I mean, the Nuggets had 4, and one of them was the best player in the NBA. And it took them how many years together to win 1 championship? It's the hardest thing to do in sports is win a championship.
Especially
but to do it, you got to have 3 or 4 really, really good players. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what the Knicks do over the next couple of months leading up to that February trade deadline. I do want to do 2 mailbags on today's show, but I need you guys to get your questions.
Help us out. Help us out.
Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat down in the comments section. Let's go.
Come on.
Get your questions in. Stop being frauds. Do we want to do the mailbag or not? Has Fabian Williams asked any questions?
Yeah, he's got one.
Just one?
He's got one.
Come on, Fabian. We want to do 2 mailbags.
Yeah.
But if y'all just want to do one, we'll do just one. It's up to you guys. Fabian says Brunson, Spida, and Zion.
I don't think that would work. I'll tell you what, you Knicks fans are not going to be happy with me when I am so against trading for Donovan Mitchell when that starts happening. I'm just going to be honest. That's another conversation for another day. But
what if he's not the number 1 scoring option, which he's been on every team he's been on?
I don't think his game. I don't think he can play off. Like, I think that is
his
him.
catch and shoot is fire, though. Let me double check.
I feel like he is a more skilled, less athletic Westbrook, but still that same mold, where it's like they need to be the offensive engine all around. Like, but
he's been forced into that role too.
He has. But
not saying he's not. I agree honestly with everything you're saying.
But like
we
he
saw
still
it
had
in the
Garland
playoffs.
with him. Like he still had Garland, a true point, and like he can't really adjust his game. That could be coaching, philosophy, whatever it may be. But and he's won. But like I don't know if he can.
37.6% on catch and shoot threes on 3.6 a night.
That's
not elite. Not elite.
That's good though.
But you know what is elite? 39.2% on pull-up threes, 5.7 a game. That's the best mark in the NBA. That is the best mark on volume and percentage.
Yeah.
39. This man shoots better off the bounce than catch and shoot.
But when that's your game in the playoffs,
it's tough. That's tough.
You see it over and over again. It's just, I mean, the Knicks by game 4 and 5, they knew every move Mitchell was going to have because he doesn't really have a lot of moves. Like he spams the same thing over and over again, and it works during the regular season because you can't really hone in on it. Like
less than 10 feet, you shoot 61.5% on 7.2 attempts per game. That's pretty fucking good too.
That's pretty good.
That's really good actually. RJ Barrett's like 47.
Shot Levine's like 63.
I just wonder if because even when you play the Cavs and they have Garland and him, it's still, if we get beat by Garland, we get beat by Garland. You're still game planning to stop him.
Yeah.
But I think if he plays with the Knicks, we got to stop Jalen Brunson. I don't know.
I hear you.
The only way it works though is if you have a small forward that is 6'8", 6'9", and is an elite 3-and-D guy. Because Brunson's not a good defender. He tries his ass off, and I'll always respect him for that. But he's got limitations. And Donovan Mitchell is not a good defender either. And if he's not a good defender, if your point guard and your 2 guard's not a good defender, you need a 3 that is elite.
Elite.
And right now the Knicks don't have that.
And also, those archetypes are tough to find where it's like you're an elite catch-and-shoot guy and that's
what about
Bridges.
Buddy from the T-Wolves?
McDaniels? Like, but they're not giving him up for cheap.
What if your starting lineup was Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, McDaniels, Williamson, and Miles Turner?
I don't even know. That's a hell of a unit. It's a hell of a unit.
You're better than you are right now.
Way better. Yeah,
and you still got Josh Hart and Chenzo off the bench.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's gonna be curious.
I will have to believe it when I see it. When I see the 2 best players on the team be in the backcourt. And the only team that's done that is the Warriors, and like they are. I don't think they'll ever be replicated ever.
Well, Zion would be better than Mitchell would be your 3rd.
But then,
if it was the trio we're talking.
Yeah, but then like contracts, how do you even fit Turner in there? Like, how do you fit McDaniels? He's gonna get paid decently well.
It would be a luxury tax team.
Big one.
And Jimmy James Dolan, he would pay that bill.
You would have to.
He would do anything for a championship.
Dude,
my man William Burton in the chat. What up, William?
I just think the type of player you want next to Brunson is like a Paul George, like a Bridges.
You're not kidding, Bridges. I want him more than anybody in this world.
Like a BI. Like.
No, you don't want a BI.
I know you're down on BI, but his type of play would fit well.
On offense.
Tibbs would need to whoop his ass in the shape a little bit.
Tibbs
would need to whoop him in the shape.
What about the guy? He plays just as much basketball as Zion. Is it a massive trade, RJ and Julius and Quickly and picks for BI and Zion?
That'd be nasty. That would be a sick team.
The Knicks are going to make a trade. They simply have to. They have potentially 4 first-round picks, but the Knicks will have 2 first-round picks in the 2024 NBA draft. They don't have spots for 2 rookies.
Yeah.
They are going to make a trade before the trade deadline. I thought it would be last year. They traded a first for Josh Hart. Maybe they do that. Maybe they just trade 1 more first for another player that could be a juiced-up role player. Maybe they do that. I'm not sure. As Jet Life 4 Life says, RJ is a bum. I think he's the hardest case study in the NBA. Because if I told you that a top 3 pick in the NBA by year 4 would have averaged 20 points in a row for 3 straight years, like just blind resume here, you're going to be like, all right, he's pretty good. But like we watch him night in and night out, and there's deficiencies in his game. And I don't always want to throw the age thing in there, but he is still just 23. Like, y'all love to get on your knees for Obi Toppin, and he's already 25.
Yeah.
What up, Jay Liv? How many threes can ball at the level you describe? There's not a lot. And to win an NBA championship, you need a good wing. Unless your center is the best player in the world.
Even they still had MPJ and
Kamario Jarvis says RJ is a god. I don't know about that. My man William Burton, shout out to him. He's been an MVP so far this season. Shout out to him. Nope says Josh Hart was a great piece. Absolutely it was. We told you guys it was. I told you about Jalen Brunson, who a lot of people in here said he was overpaid. All righty. You got enough questions in this mailbag?
Yeah, just take your time with this.
All righty. Also, reminder, every $50 super chat we get today, we're going to do a beer shotgun. And I'm going to do this. We're at $70 in super chats. If we can get to $250, I'm doing a beer boot on a Thursday. Beer boot, if we get to $250. We're at 70 right now. We're 180 away. That's doable. That's a cheap boot, too. No. All righty, let's get into it. Hashtag Knicks or super chat. Yeah. Petey, explain to Keith how to super chat. He's not about that life. If Keith Walker is watching right now, if he sends in a 20, I'll do a beer shotgun. Fucking Keith. This man, I'll tell you off air. It's incredible. All righty, let's get into it. Yo, what up, everybody? We're about to get into the latest Knicks news and rumors on today's show. But first, I need to make sure you guys are subscribed. So go down right now, hit that big red sub button, sub to the channel, free Knicks content every single day, and we're live for every single Knicks regular season game. So lock us in, your one-stop shop all season long. This first question coming in from my guy, Nope, an absolute real one here on the channel, said, I think Vegas is kind of crazy for saying 43.5 wins for the Knicks. But if Julius Randle is great in the playoffs, do we make the finals? I'll continue to say it. I truly believe it, that if regular season Randle shows up in the playoffs for the New York Knicks and the Knicks are healthy, they can make the Eastern Conference Finals. Not sure if they could beat the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. I actually do think if regular season Randle shows up, they could beat the Boston Celtics because I don't really think they have, there's not deep enough for me. unless you think O'Shane Brissett or Sam Hauser is going to be the difference maker for them. Look, Julius Randle is a really good regular season player. He's frustrating, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, he's been selected to all NBA teams 2 out of the last 3 years. And if the Knicks have an all NBA type of level player and performer in the postseason next to Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson, yeah, I think they could be a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference. Will it happen? I am not sure. I'm praying it does because I think that is the easiest way for the Knicks to get to the top of the mountaintop. 43.5 wins, though, like my man Nope said, is the season win total that Las Vegas has set for the 2023-2024 Knicks. Do you think they will win more or less games than that? I'll have you weigh in. 43.5 wins for the Knicks this year. 0 for over, U for under. Sound off for me. Fabian Williams, what up, boss? Do you think Tom Thibodeau will ever run a small lineup of Brunson, Dante, Hart, RJ, and Randle? That's a really good question, Fabian, and I appreciate that. Do I think he will? Only if he's forced into it, man. I just watched this team almost every game the last 3 seasons. And since Tom Thibodeau has taken over, he wants to have a big man that can protect the rim. That is in his DNA of basketball. Protect the rim. Rebound the basketball. And I just don't know if he thinks Julius Randle can get it done to 5. Look, if you had 80% of the other head coaches in the NBA, this would be a lineup that I think the Knicks would run early and often. I think it would be a lineup they could close games with. The only way I think that Thibodeau would do it is if he's playing another team that's gone small. Like if they've already gone small, Thibodeau could go tit for tat, bar for bar, and try to match that lineup. And maybe you can run this lineup and it produces so well on the offensive end that maybe it forces teams to adjust. I'd love to see a lineup like this, even if you take out Dante DiVincenzo and put in Emmanuel quickly. I wouldn't expect it a lot, Fabian. I believe it would work for certain stretches. I don't see Tom Thibodeau relying on that lineup as a Knick lineup they could use often. Wish they would, though. El Cid 117. What up, brother? Why we continue to knock Randle when LeBron, Katie, and Kyrie didn't come to the Knicks? Randle did much. Respect the Knicks. Look, I'm always going to applaud Julius Randle for coming to the Knicks, El Cid. You're 100% right. There's a lot of people that have turned us down. And I am proud to say that Julius Randle is a member of the New York Knicks. The outside media loves to hate on him, but they also love to vote him all NBA. They did it twice in the last 3 years. But at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like this, all right? Are you going to like the girl just because she said she'd go out with you? No. She better deliver on that date. She better be fire. She better live up to all the hopes and promises she said. And at the end of the day, Randle has done that for 95%. But at the end of the day, in 2021 in the playoffs, he was really, really bad. The facts are the facts. In 2023 in the playoffs, he was bad. I think any New York sports fan will say, it's about what you do when the lights are on the brightest. It's what you do when your backs are against the wall in the playoffs. When it's a do-or-die situation. Win or go home. Playoffs are here. That's what you're remembered for in New York. Talk to Jeter. Talk to all the big-time people that have succeeded in the playoffs. Eli and all those guys. All Julius Randle has to do is play good in the playoffs, man. And he is going to change the narrative around him. I always respect Randle for choosing to the Knicks. Makes it a lot easier when you overpay him. But he's got to deliver in the primetime clutch moments in the playoffs. If regular season Randle shows up in the playoffs, this team could be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Always will believe that. We'll get to more questions coming up from subscribers in a second. I got to make sure you're hooked up with our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Do you like playing daily fantasy sports? Do you like winning real money? And do you like being able to cash out your money whenever you need to? If you do, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS, and they are going to match your initial deposit up to $100. This is how you play. You create a lineup of 2 to 6 players. The more players you have, the higher your payout is going to be if you do get them all correct. You just pick more or less on the projected stat total that Prize Picks offers. They have some season-long ones for the New York Knicks players out there already, including Brunson, Randle, and Barrett. It's their points per game. If you think they're going to average more than that, select more. If you think they're going to average less than that, you select less. Easy and exciting daily fantasy sports. It's the best way to play it. To be honest with you, it's the only way to play it. So download the app, create an account, use the promo code CLNS, and they'll match your initial deposit up to $100. Cameron Goldberg, what up, Brody? Do you think Tibbs will go with 10-man rotation to have Jericho Sims play with Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench? Yes, I think there is a chance that Tom Thibodeau could expand his 10-man rotation, expand to a 10-man rotation this year. You got the starters: Jalen, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. You're going to have Quickly off the bench, Dante DiVincenzo off the bench, Josh Hart off the bench, and Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench. That's 8 players right there. I'm going to be honest with you. If Evan Fournier is going to shoot 40% from downtown, there's no way Tibbs can hold him out of this rotation. The reason I would hold off a little bit off Hartenstein and Jericho Sims playing off the bench together is because Tibbs has already said that Josh Hart is going to be the backup power forward. The reason Hartenstein played so much 5 next to Jericho Sims at the 4 in that first preseason game is because Josh Hart did not play. But remember last year when Obi Toppin missed about 20 games because he broke his leg, the backup duo at the big spot was Jericho and Isaiah Hartenstein. He played that duo last year. So I do believe that they're going to use that duo a little bit this year, but I would expect the 9 players to be in the rotation, maybe not include Jericho. But if he goes 10-man rotation, then yeah, there's a shot that he does it, but he would be that 10th man, and I don't expect him to play every single night. What up, Gabe? Do you believe that Donovan really wants to come here after how happy he's shown to be in Cleveland and the fact that he's recruiting and always hanging out with his teammates outside of the NBA? Yes, I believe, down to my core, and people that I trust that I've talked to, Donovan Mitchell wants to be a member of the New York Knicks. Just go back and listen to his press conference when he got introduced to the Cavaliers. He talked about the Knicks. If he wanted to be a Cav and he wanted to shut down those trade rumors, wouldn't he have just signed that contract extension? He hasn't signed it. He could shut all the trade rumors up. If he puts pen to paper that says, I'm going to sign a 5-year extension with the Cavs, the trade rumors die. They haven't. Yes, I think he wants to be a Knick. I truly do believe that. Nope, what up, Brody? I wouldn't trade Emmanuel quickly. I think he would be beneficial if we want to beat Boston. Dude kind of owns Boston. Agreed. 100% agree. He always plays well against the Boston Celtics. And whether it be Emmanuel quickly or whoever it is, you need 2 people on your team that can create for yourself and can create for others with the ball in their hands. Emmanuel quickly gives that option to the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson cannot be the only one that can operate from the perimeter off the bounce and create his own shots. So Emmanuel quickly can do that. But the thing is, quickly, call spade a spade. He was not good on the offensive end of the playoffs. If the Knicks want to advance, they want to get to that conference finals, they need regular season quickly, just like they need regular season Randle to show up in the playoffs. Look, Emmanuel quickly was the 6th man of the year last year. No, he didn't win the award. It was Malcolm Brogdon. But when you look at the difference those 2 guys made on each other's team, it wasn't close who should have won that award. And we saw how bad the Knicks were in the playoffs against the Heat on the offensive end without Emmanuel quickly. Even when he was playing bad, they still weren't good. But when he came out, they had no one that could operate the point guard position. I saw Miles McBride dribble the air out of the ball for 18 seconds on the shot clock and then just throw it to someone for a chuck and shoot 3. They need someone else that can run point guard minutes, and Quickly's that guy. So, yeah, I agree that he would help us beat Boston. I think he would help us become a great team in this league. He's got to be better himself, though, in the playoffs. Fabian Williams, Brunson, Spida, and Zion. We know that Mark Berman reported that the Knicks have checked in on Zion Williamson. We know that Stephen Bondy says that the Knicks are checking in and monitoring the Donovan Mitchell trade situation. I believe that the Knicks are going to make a trade. Brian Windhorst just said he thinks the Knicks could make 2 trades. And if I had to give you 5 players as to who the Knicks could trade for, if they trade for 2, Spida and Zion would be on that list. So, yeah, I think that is a possibility. And I think that's an area that the Knicks would like to go down if it presents itself. So, don't shut the door on that maybe being a big 3 for the New York Knicks as soon as this summer. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because if the Knicks make a move, there's any news, there's any rumors, there's any injury updates, we're going to get you guys a video as soon as possible. Another reminder, we will be all live on the channel for the Knicks preseason game against the Boston Celtics in a couple of days. We're also going to be live for almost every single watch party this year on the channel. So sub for Knicks Dubs. Let's go, Knicks. Woo.
All right, we still have one more mailbag, so get those questions in there. One more mailbag, get those questions in there if you guys haven't already. Need a couple more.
Johnson U. Yo.
What up, JU?
What up, Johnson U? A legend here at Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We need way more questions. And some different questions.
Yeah, we need some more.
May 4th says the only trade that makes sense is Towns. I could not disagree more.
Hey, ask that in question.
I could not disagree more.
I think that's the one that makes the least sense.
Let's not be silly.
You're the one being silly, May 4th.
Look, everyone's allowed to have their opinion. Some opinions are wrong and some opinions are right. The Knicks would be very dumb. Karl Anthony Towns does not make the Knicks contenders. I think Julius Randle is a better basketball player than him.
Yeah. Shout out to Levi's and JU.
Shout out to Levi's.
Yeah, I mean, and plus at the price, too.
Like, I'm not trading Randle for Cat straight up.
No, especially with the contract.
They would have to give me multiple picks.
Yeah, definitely. So, Cat, I will say, I know he kind of gets a bad rep. He's kind of like a corny dude, but he is a tremendous basketball player, especially when he's locked in, dude, and he's downhill. I remember that playing game, Lakers-Timberwolves, like,
that came out hot.
Dude, he is so good when he is locked in like that. Like, and I think his game translates way better than Randle's to the postseason. It's not even close, but.
He's 6'10", but he doesn't play defense. He's literally the worst pick-and-roll defender in the NBA.
Yeah. For a little bit, it was him and Levine had the two worst pick-and-roll like numbers in NBA history for a little bit. Jesus. Anthony Edwards is the sweet prince amongst NBA media right now. Shout out to Nope, getting another question in there.
Make sure we get some questions in if we want to do this mailbag.
Actually, got a good amount. Oh, no, yeah, we'll be good.
Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Easiest way to get on this mailbag is Super Chat. Or just type in hashtag Knicks in your comment down below in the comment section. All right, let's dive into this mailbag if you could. He said, and he's more durable? I hope you're talking about Julius because Cat missed like 60 games last year. Yeah. All righty, let's dive into it. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat to get on this mailbag. Yo, what's going on, everybody? We got a mailbag on deck for everybody watching today's video. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Knicks Now. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Let's get into it. My man, Elliot Shucksmith says, Brunson really got ranked 32nd in the ESPN list. Where do you think he should be ranked? I personally think top 20 players and top 10 guard in the league. Look, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask this question because I think Jalen Brunson is one of the best players in the NBA. And when you look at the list and some of the players that are on that list, it's pretty embarrassing. Donovan Mitchell is ranked 15th. Jalen Brunson has sent him home 2 times in the playoffs in the last 2 years. Outplayed him when he was with the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic missed 2 games. He outplayed him and beat him in 5 games when they were each the best player on the team in the playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton was ranked 21st on this list. Jalen Brunson was 32nd. Tell me this, guys. How do the Knicks, who make it to the second round of the playoffs, have their best player ranked as 32nd in the league and Julius Randle a fringe top 50 player? Everyone tells me Tom Thibodeau's not a good coach. So how does that happen? You don't have any players in the top 30, and you win a playoff game, a playoff series. I don't get it. Look, if you think Donovan Mitchell at this point is a better basketball player than Jalen Brunson, you're just wrong. You are literally just wrong. Just because you can dunk and shoot three-pointers from really far does not make you better. And it's upsetting. That's why I didn't even want to talk about this list, because it's a joke. The same media that made this freaking list was the same media that voted Julius Randle a two-time All-NBA player. Some of the players ranked against Julius Randle could never lead a team to the playoffs. He's done it twice. Yeah, he hasn't showed up. But it's the same idea with LeBron James. LeBron James is better because he made the NBA Finals than lost, compared to if he lost in the conference finals. And if you don't follow along with that lineage of thoughts, we can't really have an honest conversation. Toes, what up, said? He said, favorite Knicks player right now? It's Jalen Brunson. I can tell from that right there. But he chose us, and he's delivered on everything he said he would do, and then some. He embodies what it means to be a New York Knicks basketball player. Number 11, give me that guy. Levi's the best says, do you think Barrett will put it all together this season based on his few play, even though how he played on Monday? So hard for me to talk about RJ Barrett and who he is, because it's as simple as this. If he just takes his defense up 10%, I'm not asking a lot, 10%, and he improves his three-point percentage to where he becomes an average three-point shooter, he would be a winning player in this league. But I don't know if he can do that. I really don't. I loved the 8-game stretch he had in the playoff, from Game 3 against Cleveland to Game 5 against Miami. He was really good. But then in Game 6 against Miami, he went 0 of 10 from the field. I think RJ is good at what he's good at, which is getting the ball to the basket, and he's becoming better at finishing. But you can't just be a one-trick pony. He has to get it back to the basket game or something. He has to add something. Because if you're going to shoot 30% from three, man, it's hard to be successful in this league. All he has to do is become an average three-point shooter, and I think he becomes a consistent winning piece for this Knicks team. And I'll say it, the fastest way for the Knicks to become contenders in the Eastern Conference is for RJ Barrett to become an elite player. It's the fastest way for them to do it. This is a big season for him. Do I think he puts it all together? I pray he does. I really, really do. I just don't know if he is. I don't know if he will. My heart says yes. My brain says hold on a little bit. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel for your Knicks videos every single day. If you want to see the Knicks win games, sub for Knicks Dubs. Subscribe to the channel. Johnson, what up, brother? Do you think Donovan Mitchell will fit into a Tibbs defensive coaching style? It's a good question. I would say yes, because there was rumors that Tom Thibodeau wanted the Knicks to trade for Donovan Mitchell. And I don't think he would say trade for him if he didn't think he could fit. And at the end of the day, if you do have a Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell backcourt, you are going to be a suspect defensive team on the perimeter. But there's a reason that it should be able to work. It's because of Tom Thibodeau, one of the best defensive coordinators in the National Basketball Association. And I've seen him drop some pretty good defensive game plans. And he would have to find a way to make it work for Brunson and Mitchell. Because Tibbs is going to not. Julius Randle fits into a defensive scheme by Tom Thibodeau. So, yeah, I think Mitchell could. He's really good when it comes to deflecting passes and getting steals. He's just kind of a traffic cone. And can you win with that? I don't know. You'd be winning games probably 120 to 118. But I think it gives you a better chance than what you have right now to win an NBA Finals. We'll get to more questions coming up in a second, but I need you guys to go over and head over to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS. And Prize Picks, the number one place to play daily fantasy sports, is going to match your initial deposit up to $100. This is all you have to do. You pick a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you just look at the stat projection that Prize Picks has for them, and you select more or you select less. They've already got some players for the Knicks for the entire season this upcoming year, and it's points per game for Brunson, Randle, and Barrett. They got the stats that they got on screen. You guys see it right now, and you just select more or you just select less. The more players you have on your lineup card, the higher the payout could be. It's the only way to play daily fantasy sports right now in the world that we're living in, and if you're not doing, it, change it. prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS to get that deposit match. My man Michael Vasquez, what up, Brody? Is Mitchell Robinson underrated? Absolutely. Let's go back to the ESPN list. They had who's the center for the Cavs? I'm blanking on his name. Jared Allen. They had Jared Allen as a top 60 player. They had Mitchell Robinson ranked as the 100th player in the NBA. Mitchell Robinson was Jared Allen's daddy in the playoffs. This man had 18 rebounds in a closeout game. It's not even close who the better player is. Yes, Mitchell Robinson is one of the most underrated players in this league. He is the best offensive rebounder in the league, and he's a top 5 rim protector. Does he have shortcomings on the offensive end? Absolutely. But the things he does well matters to being a center, and he does them better than just about everybody else at that position. So, yeah, I'm going to say he's underrated for sure. Nope says, is Jalen Brunson going to be all-pro? Also, can he lead a team to the promised land? I think Jalen Brunson has a chance to be an all-NBA player this year, no doubt about it. I think he should have got some votes last year. Can he lead a team to the promised land? As much as I love Jalen Brunson, as much as I believe in him, I'm not sure he could be the best player on a championship team. I think he's special. I think he's going to be better this year than he was last year. I'm just not sure that he could be the number one option. Can a 6-foot guard that doesn't defend be your number one option? Yeah, it was Steph Curry. But he also got 2 rings with Kevin Durant. So can it be done? I'm never going to say never, but I like our team. Like, the Knicks need to find someone better than Jalen Brunson. He was never brought here to be the number one player on this team. He's elevated his play, and he's made people believe he probably can be. And I think he's got a chance. But I would say no. I do not think he could be the best player. He'd be a best player on a team that gets to the conference finals. I don't know if it's the promised land, though. Excuse me. Gary Harris, one of my favorite players for the Magic. What up, brother? We should trade for Embiid. Brunson and Embiid would be amazing to watch. Go Knicks. You got Joel Embiid and Jalen Brunson. Yeah, I think you could win the NBA title. You're giving up a lot for Embiid, but he's a 29-year-old MVP. There's risk that comes with it. He's missed some playoff games. He's missed some regular season games. His production is not as good in the playoffs as it is in the regular season. But I'm going to tell you guys what I tell myself. There's no perfect player. And if a player was perfect, that team would not be trading him. And the way the Knicks have gone about building this roster, it's to get to the mountaintop through trading for a star. And I'm not sure you're going to find one better than Joel Embiid. So, yeah, I would trade for him. I would. Johnson, there were words going around that Jericho Sims would play at the 4. How do you feel about that? We saw him play at the 4 in that first preseason game against the Boston Celtics. That could be a couple of reasons why, right? Josh Hart did not play. And Tom Thibodeau could be trying some stuff out. But we also saw last year that when Obi Toppin missed time with that broken leg, they went with a 4-5 duo off the bench of Jericho Sims and Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't think it's that effective of a lineup. You're almost playing 3-on-5 on the offensive end. I think Jericho Sims is a really good third center. I don't think he's a power forward in this league. If he has to do it for stretches of games, sure. At the end of the day, your starting power forward is going to play 35 minutes per game with Julius Randle. So there's not that many minutes to fill. How do I feel about it? Not ideal, but how much is it going to be? How much is it going to be? So I don't think it's going to be that much. Hope that kind of answers your question right there, JU. Remember, guys, if I didn't get to your question today, you can shoot me a DM over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_, and I'll make sure to answer your question over there. Reminder, we're live on the channel in a couple of days. Knicks, Celtics, preseason game number 2, matchup number, I said 2 and I had 3. Preseason game number 3, matchup number 2. See you there. Subscribe, turn notifications on. Shout out to a man, Orlando Pinto. Shout out to him, a real one. We appreciate you. What a guy. OP. Overpowered for sure. Keith Turner says Mitchell Robinson wouldn't start for any other team in the NBA, and y'all act like he's actually good. Keith, I could not disagree with that more, my man. The Dallas Mavericks would kill people to have Mitchell Robinson as their starting center. Just can't agree with that. Just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that, Keith. Yeah. A lot of teams would want Mitchell Robinson as their starting center. Keith, if we trade him to Dallas, who's our starting center? Who do you want as the starting center, Keith? Would love to hear it. Would love to hear it. The Phoenix Suns would love to have Mitchell Robinson. I just don't agree with that. I think there's a lot of teams that would like to have Mitchell Robinson. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. This man had 18 rebounds in a closeout game against Jared Allen, who was an all-star. He outplayed an all-star. Like, what else are we asking for? He's making pennies compared to top centers in this league. I just don't agree with that, Mr. Keith Turner. You can't win a championship with a center like Mitchell Robinson. The Warriors tell you to hold their beer. Kevon Looney, Andrew Bogut.
You either got to have a center like that or you got to have an MVP like Embiid or Jokic. There's really no in between.
Who's the Cavs center? Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, or Mozgov. Same build.
Yeah. All righty. We're going to sign off on today's stream. Shout out to you guys. Awesome audience. Awesome participation. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. The realest ones in the building. We appreciate you guys. Jay Liv, I did watch the skit and I laughed. I'm not sure why you left the group message though. But yes, we did watch it. As always, thank you and we appreciate it.